Where am I?
Ka-chow. What's up, gamers?
I unscrewed the cap of a Gatorade bottle. I don't know if that was
I'll
captured.
put it in post. I love that our one gimmick is opening a drink, and 3 times now we'll have to edit it in post.
Gotta edit it in post.
That is too much work for us. In addition to the other gimmick of doing crimes, which was already too much work for us. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, because I know we wanted to talk. We wanted to pivot into this being like a true crime podcast, like Only Murders. Are you caught up on Only Murders in the Building, by the way?
Not the very latest episode.
Okay, that's fine. I've actually watched a lot of, not Only Murders in the Building, that I haven't really given too much of a shit about this week, but I've watched other things this week.
I have not watched anything this week.
That's riveting.
That's not true. I saw Nope in the theater.
How was Nope in the theater?
It was very nice.
Was it?
I saw
of the other Mr. Peel.
Mm-hmm. It's my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like Get Out when I first watched it.
Okay.
I've warmed up to it. But I watched Get Out in theaters with a friend of the cast, Oki, who, for the record, is black. And then
I knew that's where that was going, but yeah.
And upon exiting the movie, I said, that movie felt kind of racist, but towards black people.
What did he say about that?
He did not like that take at all. And I don't know why
I also saw that movie in the theaters, and I didn't come out with that take, so I don't
know why I had that take, but it's a really bad take.
It's a horrible take.
Maybe I was kidding. I don't remember why I said it, but I said that.
Okay.
And then I watched it again later, and I was like, you know what, this is a good movie. It's because I don't really watch horror movies, I think.
Yeah.
That I didn't really appreciate it. And I watched Us. That was cool.
I also don't really enjoy horror movies, but it seems like Nope is less of a horror and more of a thriller from what
it's like a science fiction-y thriller type.
Yeah.
It was really good. It's definitely my favorite. A lot of fun moments.
Yeah. It's a fun flick.
I think it's fun. I think that, there are scary moments, but for the most part, you're having fun.
Well, I don't mind scary moments. I just don't like jump scares because I don't like
I don't like
startled.
Jump scares because it's so cheap.
It could be anything.
It could,
my cat has jump scared me, and I'm like, you're a little baby.
We all played Scary Maze Game in 2003. We're all up on it.
We all watched the German car commercial.
Yeah, I was about to say. We're all there.
We've done it. It's
everybody's lived through 2004. So I'm not a big fan of most horror films, and I also don't really get it's just like a spooky atmosphere, like a Paranormal Activity or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, nothing's happening. There's just still shots of security footage of a bedroom.
I don't really enjoy horror. Either it's doing jump scares at you, which I actively dislike, or it's just kind of creepy, but not in a way that makes me feel any sort of way. And then it's just a bad movie.
Yeah, it's usually. Just it's kind of an uncomfortable situation. It's mostly boring.
Yeah, I'm mostly just bored. I watched Annabelle Creation or Origin, whatever. One of the original the prequel for Annabelle. I don't fucking know because I don't watch any of this shit. But I watched it probably a month ago, and I was just sitting there. I was like, I don't
I have no attachment.
I have no attachment to any of this. It's not. even the jump scares weren't that jump scary. You know, it was just like mildly startling. And even then, I was like, I don't care. Like none of this is really that scary, or you know.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's like
just,
a lady but her bottom half is gone. Oh no.
yeah,
Oh no, this
especially 'cause
girl's
it's all
acting in
CGI.
a creepy. Not even that. Like it could have been practical. I'm like, I'm
Yeah, it's just
unfazed
like,
at this point.
yeah, show me Return to Oz. Now that's a scary movie.
What's a scary movie is the Chris Chan documentary.
Hmm. Interesting. What's a scary movie is My Mirror.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice. Yeah.
Um, I'm avoiding Chris Chan still. I've never. I didn't even listen to the Doug Zone episode about it. I really.
Well, Chris Chan sucks.
Yeah, that's why
but
I'm
like
like, just leave
the
me out
I'm at like part 15 or something in the documentary, which
of
lines
80.
up to the of like it's like 60 something. So I'm like, you know, a fourth of the way through, and each
Yeah.
episode's like 40 minutes long.
Good.
So the folks at home can do the math. I think that's what, like 10 hours of content I've consumed of just
Yeah,
Chris Chan
more than
bullshit.
Victorious.
More, well, it's actually, I think it might be less than Victorious still. But that's neither here nor there. So the part where I'm at now is roughly the part that I was paying attention to Chris Chan, like very, very
Yeah.
peripherally in high school. So it's been funny to like catch up to stuff. I'm like, oh, I remember hearing about this, or I remember seeing this. I remember that Encyclopedia Dramatica page, you know, but
we all lived in 2009.
You know, and knowing where the story goes with Chris Chan is, it makes everything very dark.
Knowing where the story goes so far.
So far, right? I mean, it could really get turned around. But
this could go to 100 episodes.
I don't think it will.
This could go to 61 episodes.
I think it might. Well, who's to say?
Who's to say?
But it's dark.
It seems just
it's also like very mean spirit. Like the parts where the
Yeah.
trolls are like actively interfering with his life, I don't like. But like the early parts where it's just like him being weird,
Yeah,
and like abhorrent, but like just by himself, herself, you know, whatever.
They self.
Well, it's easier to refer like the early Christian Weston Chandler days before.
I believe that's what they want. What they've requested is like pre-transition.
You can,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Heat him it up.
him, Chris Chan, in the, you know, posting his little comics online, but like the comics are really just like about the weird bullshit in his life, and all of that stuff is very interesting and funny because like I'm a bad person and it's enjoyable to just see somebody like ruin their own life. But when the trolls are like interfering with him when he's clearly like super autistic, like capital A autistic, not like lowercase a autistic, the way some people we associate ourselves with are. Including probably us.
Yeah,
you know, but because it's like you watch Love on the Spectrum, you go through the Chris Chan documentary, and you're like, oh, that's what autistic people are like. Not, oh, I'm really into wrestling this week or whatever. Not
wonder
not
who
naming
that's
names.
about.
Not naming. Well, it's like, you know, that's just that's one of the common ones.
Yeah, it's wrestling and comic books and like everything about the PlayStation 2. If anyone we know knows a lot about the PlayStation 2 specifically, they probably have autism.
Why the PlayStation 2? Who's that?
Who's to say?
It's not me.
It's not you.
Could
be anybody. Could be
somebody
nobody.
listening?
No.
You're like, no one listens.
They don't listen for sure. Definitely not to this episode. Yeah. autism. It's good. It's just
Speaking
take
of
a little.
autism-
Just take a little. Sprinkle a little bit on top.
Yeah, too much, it's like putting a little salt in cookies, you know what I mean? A little bit of extra salt. It's pretty good. Too much salt and you're like, whoa.
No.
That's a little overwhelming to my palate, you know what I mean?
My cookie just invented a cartoon character based on Sonic and Pikachu.
It is funny
too
that
much.
he refers to Sonichu as the electric hedgehog Pokemon. In the future, there's like I think a steel electric hedgehog Pokemon that is like one of the Pikachu ripoffs.
Miyamoto, a little bit of
I
an
think
online head. What do they call it?
it's
Chris
okay.
head?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you're a Chris head now.
I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a Chris head. I've just been.
I think
bored.
you're a bit of a Chris head.
I'm not a Chris head. But I think in order to avoid copyright, with Chris Chan, they call Togedemaru, which is absolutely an electric hedgehog Pokemon. It is referred to as the roly-poly Pokemon. It's very cute. I mean, it's very cute.
I believe it. They're designed to be that way.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty true.
Yeah. So you haven't seen Nope, but you did watch Bullet Train.
I did watch Bullet Train, which is pretty...
What race are the people in Bullet Train?
All of them, kind of. I mean, well, not all. There's like 4, but yeah, that's something.
Just interesting that you would choose to see Bullet Train over Nope, which is a better movie.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen it, but Bullet Train was a lot of fun.
I haven't seen Bullet Train.
The reviews for it are like weirdly like kind of mid, but I'm like, what? Like, I had a blast watching this.
I had more watching Elvis.
Well, I liked Elvis because it was sad, but I would say that this is more. It's just a fun, couple hours. It's not up to much. Elvis is up to something, whereas this is Bullet Train's up to fucking nothing. But it really excels
in that.
In the Bullet Train.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched the trailer once.
Brad Pitt is in it.
Right.
Bad Bunny is in it. Some other people.
Not a lot of melanin. I mean, I'll just say
there's one guy.
Yeah, there's Karen Fukuhara, whom you may remember as Train Crew.
Yes, yeah. Hold on, let me make. She has a Taco Bell commercial.
No,
now what is this about?
Zazie Beetz is in it.
She is, which is
wonder if I'll get in trouble for that one.
Oh, you mean Zazie Bates?
Zazie Bates? Actually?
Zazie Bates.
Zazie Bates.
Zazie Bates, dude.
Try out Zazie Bates.
Zazie Bates, yes. Karen Fukuhara is in this movie. Her role is very, very small.
I could have guessed being titled Train Crew.
Yeah,
I kind of felt like she didn't star in the show.
No, but she was. It was nice that she was there. Oh, she was also Katana from Suicide Squad. Yikes.
Yeah, an all-star cast, we'll say. Yeah, I also watched Easter Sunday.
Yeah,
I got an early screening. I won. My wife won it, actually. My wife.
What's that? What Easter Sunday? What's that?
Yeah, it's a Joe Coy film. You know
Joe
Coy?
I don't know Joe Coy.
He's a Filipino stand-up comedian.
Okay. He's
yeah,
not a fish.
No, it's Koy actually.
Oh, okay. Well, fuck me, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck you. You're exactly right with that estimation. I don't know what that means. It was a fun film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a fun little family adventure comedy. Is it like a movie in theaters that doesn't star Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Kevin Hart? Are they
That's
just in
great.
every movie also together? Like,
Pretty much. I mean, it's like they're
it's
either in a movie together, or the movie has to have one of the two in it,
yeah, or it's a Marvel movie.
or it's a Marvel movie, and those are the only ones that have. Well, I guess Bullet Train also had neither of them in it.
Shout out Bullet Train.
Shout out Bullet Train.
They were also
It's
not in
basically
Nope.
like if you wanted a full movie of just the part, like the last part of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah,
That's basically it, which either is going to be good or bad. But if you like that
Mhm.
part, you'd probably like Bullet Train. It's fun.
yeah. Bullet Train seems kind of like not the Jason Statham action series Crank, but it came out around the same time. It had Clive Owen, who famously eats carrots in the movie.
I have no idea.
You know Clive Owen?
I have no idea who Clive Owen is.
Clive Owen, Shoot 'Em Up, 2007.
Well, I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Clive Owen is in the Children of Men. He's in Inside
I see
Man.
his face.
Yeah, you know him. He's like a British guy.
Yeah. I don't pay too much attention to the British people, but there were a lot of British accents in the movie.
I believe
Bullet
that.
Train.
Yeah, I believe that. I'm sure Bullet Train is serviceable.
It's definitely serviceable. It's just like, it's not a smart movie by any means, but it's fun. So
Yeah, I like that.
yeah, it's good.
I like a John
it's
Wick.
It's not too long, unlike Elvis. I don't
It's 2
think.
hours is kind of long for an action film.
It takes a while to like set up some stuff because there's a lot of like things going on that all kind of tie together at the end.
I don't care for that.
Yeah. Well,
That's
Hi,
just
Emmy.
my personal opinion.
I mean, you're going to go on the podcast? No? Oh, okay. Bye-bye.
She mad. She big mad.
Yeah. Well, I did force her to go on the podcast, so
You did.
that's kind
Much
of on
like you
me.
forced me to go on the podcast.
I force you to do this every week. I also watched.
I kind of forced you.
Well, have you ever watched Nathan For You? I imagine you
I
have.
absolutely have many times. I would love to watch The Rehearsal. I
The
haven't.
Rehearsal is fucking wild.
I believe it.
It is. Yeah.
I've been avoiding like all information about it. It's hard, but
it is hard. It's definitely worth avoiding
yeah,
as much as you can. And I mean, I'm now like caught up, and I'm like, after the most recent episode, I'm like, what the fuck is this gonna go deeper? I have no idea.
I think that he is like a genius in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
No,
he's I mean, it's definitely what he's doing is definitely very smart, I guess, from like a would this be funny kind of a mindset, you know what I mean?
And he's also like extremely autistic himself, I think.
Yeah.
And like to deal with what he does, even on Nathan For You, just like interacting with strangers and coming up with genuinely innovative and interesting ideas and being very funny. It's a lot of work, and I'm very impressed by him. And also, he's a Canadian, so there was a bit of a hoorah, a bit of a rabble rousing in like 2017 or 18 to get him to voice the train alerts in Vancouver.
Really?
Yeah.
Did that happen or
no? He got usurped by Seth Rogen. Now Seth Rogen does it.
no?
Which, like, whatever.
Truly, whatever.
I kind of hate Seth Rogen now.
Why?
He hasn't done anything that
is good.
impresses me. Like I liked his movies in 2007 to like 2011 or whenever he was making them. I guess 2013 because This Is the End was pretty good, but it's been like almost 10 years since I've cared about him, and all he does is like post pictures of he's like, I made this pot. I do pottery now. And then he'll just post like just 18 pounds of weed or something. I'm like, yeah, you're just like a millionaire who exists to smoke weed. And I'm sure that's a sick ass life. I'm sure he's having a great time.
He's at least having an easy time.
He's definitely having an easy time.
I don't know how you wouldn't get bored of that after a while, but
yeah. I don't know. I feel like everyone whose personality is smoking weed is kind of the worst person that I've ever met.
I agree. At the risk of offending certain people.
People. Like, I don't care if you smoke weed every day.
As long as your personality is,
yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Like
also
if you have merchandise with like a pot leaf on it, just like, what are you doing? Come on.
Just kill yourself. Go on the bullet train, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Like I've known people, particularly in high school, that would have like all their clothes was tie-dye with like weed leaves on it, and they had like a belt buckle that was a leaf, and like all their lighters had, and I'm like, just like go outside, read a book, watch a movie,
touch grass, but like the other grass.
Like use your brain to touch grass. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like. Or alternatively, touch less grass. You know.
Yeah.
Stay inside.
Yeah.
And don't touch any plants.
Yeah.
Contract scurvy, please.
Yeah, just like, I don't know.
Just die.
Do something. I don't even care if
something
you don't
real.
Contribute to society. Do something real, for real, though. Yeah. I hate that.
Yeah.
And after we legalized it in Canada, it's federally legal to smoke
marijuana. It's federally?
Really? Yeah. Yeah, we did that a couple of years ago.
Nice. I guess has it been good for the economy? Like, has it been? No, not has it been good for the economy. I generally don't give a shit. Has it been good for like people like not being
the culture? Yeah.
Oh, it's improved.
Yeah, because now it's like it's no longer cool and taboo to be like, ooh. It's just like, yeah, moms can just like stop by the pharmacy and pick up 10 joints in a pack, right? So
yeah,
now it's not rebellious, it's not cool. So I never see any weed merch about anymore, and I love that.
But I do when I run for president,
a weed shop. Yeah,
I'm gonna make weed federally legal.
Yeah.
Reform the tax code.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Make it illegal to be cringe.
Punishable by death.
Oh,
and I get to decide.
every court
this
case
year, I control the rewind.
What if instead of like, okay, we have like Judge Judy, Judge Joe Brown, whatever. What if it was just the president? For like 4 years, whoever's president gets to host a judge show, and it's all small claims.
I think, really excel in that environment.
Yeah, I think Brandon would not be able to handle it.
He would. Let's stop Brandon. You know, I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't see how it's clever or anything. It's a nothing statement. I don't understand it.
It's just it's funny to call him Brandon though.
I guess I don't know. I don't get it.
Out of context to call him Brandon.
Like half ironically.
Like Let's Go Brandon sucks.
Yeah.
But just saying like, what's Brandon doing? It's funny. It's just calling him the wrong name.
What's Brandon up to? Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. Like if because I know where you stand on like the Let's Go Brandon thing, so I like know that you're being silly. because you
Yeah.
can be a little silly boy. But if somebody in person was like, "Oh, Brandon did this," I'd be like, "I don't know if like if you think Let's Go Brandon is good." And if you think it's good, like, or good or funny, like you're an idiot. Like, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I don't think the people who say "Let's go, Brandon" call him Brandon. I don't think they've made that connection. But it's the same thing as like I did it.
How do you not make that connection? You're calling him that already.
Yeah, but they don't. There's like, I don't know. They're idiots. But I did the same thing when I was like, "What's Trunk doing?" And I called him Trunk for a while. It's just like I'm calling him the wrong name. People do it with Obama all the time.
We'll see. I feel like it's less funny to do it with Trump because then it's like a drumpf or whatever thing.
Yeah, which is
and
why
I'm like, which
I went
sucks.
It does. Or lowercase t, capital R, to rump. As
people are,
it's so
online people who are not like, there's like a it's like the blood alcohol level of like how good you are at things. There's like a peak point where it's like on the bell curve where you're like really competent when you're drunk.
Interesting. Yeah.
Bell curve. What?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, but so the same thing with being online. There's like a peak point of like how online you should be, and before that, like there's a level of humor that's just like you're a Neanderthal. But if you go above it, you just become like a deranged psychopath. So there's like a nice little sweet spot,
and
which we have tipped over.
We're both in it, actually.
Right? Yeah, actually, I'm in the sweet spot. Just me, and everybody else is either insane and bad or stupid and not funny.
Yeah,
which that might be just kind of my actual worldview.
You just stumbled. You're like, wait a minute.
That's just actually what I believe.
I was trying to be funny, but I learned something about myself. Yeah, I was never part of the Drumpf crowd or anything, but I watched. Yeah. I don't know if you saw
President Cheeto. Yeah,
yeah, I never got into that, but I don't know if you watched the video. There's just like a woman in her car. It's like, I don't know, a couple months into COVID, just like complaining about her children. She's like, "I'm with my kids all day. I don't have time to smoke weed. I don't have time to relax. Like, they need to be in school." And she's just like smoking weed in her car. She's like, "My kids are in there. We got to get like coloring books for them or something. Like the government's got to do something." And she kept calling him Trunk. She's like, "Trunk, where are you? We need you." And I was like, that's funny to call him Trunk. It's not funny to be like, this is his German name. This is what they call him in Germany. That sucks.
Yeah.
Or to be racist and go for skin color. Can't catch me doing that.
It is, yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't like get defensive about people body shaming famous people, but sometimes it's like, come on, like
I mean, it's not body, like he's choosing to.
Right. Well, I mean, sometimes they did not with the orange thing, but like with other stuff about Trump. It's like, well, like, you're just being mean to more than one than just that. And also like, he's not going to see what you're saying, but other people are. So like,
the people that,
especially if you're like a leftist person and you care about like fucking being nice to people.
Yeah.
And like at least body shaming a certain demographic. Just be fair, just be even about it. Either body shame everybody or body shame nobody. That's where I stand. And I definitely body shame everybody. But I'm even, I'm very even about it.
I only body shame people that deserve it.
And here's a list.
Here's a list. If you don't have enough melanin, body shamed.
If you're not Doja Cat, body shamed. That's you. That's not my opinion.
Yeah, you hate her because she's bald and beautiful.
Is she actually bald?
Yeah, she shaved her head.
Was that like a Britney thing, or was that just like for?
I can't tell.
For wigs or like.
I don't really know what's going on. I haven't really been paying too much attention.
I don't know much about her, but I feel like it could go any of those ways.
Yeah.
Like it,
Yeah, she's fine. She's good. I don't know. Yeah. I also have been in the process of moving with my wife.
I,
We
as,
haven't.
as
We are.
I've heard in
Yeah.
the messages,
Yeah. We are.
the
I mean,
saga of you looking for a home is finally, I
yeah.
guess, over.
Well, it's not technically over yet, but we're getting there.
We're in the final. We're in the third act.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Probably within 2 months, I will be brand new. Um. It's
New
been
house or
new condo.
okay. Are
Brand
you
new,
renting or
2022
buying?
build. Don't worry about it. Worry about yourself.
Well, I'm
No.
just curious.
uh,
I don't give a shit.
we will be renting.
Nice.
Yeah, my wife found a gorgeous little house, little
Yeah.
condo. Not going to give.
I'm surprised there's just a new building. Period. Like I haven't seen a whole lot of new developments, at least in Austin. But
Yeah,
I feel like they just stopped building houses, which is why everything's gotten expensive.
Yeah. The deal in Toronto is like you know how people are like every corner you turn there's a Starbucks. It's like every corner you turn there is like a new condo development.
Yeah.
But that's in the downtown, and they will buy up I don't know, like bowling alleys and turn it into condos. But we are moving out of the city, which
That's
I'm
good.
excited about. And yeah, my wife found this gorgeous building. It's an old building, technically. I don't want to give too many details because it's very unique. But it's a very old building with a brand new interior.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Is it going to impact your job, or are you going to have to like?
I'm working on getting a transfer, but
Okay, gotcha.
who's to
To a
say?
different edition of the Box Factory.
Yeah, hopefully very different. But who's to say?
Why?
And
What's wrong with the current one?
the job.
Okay.
I love the people I work with.
Yeah.
I'm working with some new people recently.
How great are the people that you work with, but how bad is the job?
Absolutely.
I feel like that's
everybody.
It really is. Except some
people
who hate also the people that they work with.
Yeah. I was working with this guy that I've talked to in passing before, but now we're like working together. And he spent
oh my God, they're working together.
Oh my God. And he spent like 5 straight hours asking me fuck, marry, kill questions. And I was not interested in answering a single one of them, but he just kept going.
What was an example?
Like Jennifer Aniston, Gwen Stefani, and like Jessica Alba.
Wow, what is this? The mid 2000s?
Yeah, I was like, his frame of reference is.
Was your friend Dane Cook? Like, what the fuck?
A lot of like he had a couple. Like he did. Selena Gomez was in there.
Got to keep an eye out for Selena.
Absolutely. I know like a couple recent celebrities, but it was a lot of like Jennifer Love Hewitt and like.
Is she even alive? Like,
I have no idea. Yeah, Jennifer Garner, Jennifer Love Hewitt, a lot of Jennifers, Courtney Cox, Lucy Liu, who like can get it. Yeah, and I tried to. He's like, give me one. I'm like, I don't know, man. And I said, Allison Williams, and he's like, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either.
She's the white girl in Get Out. She was also in HBO Girls.
Oh, I do not like her at all.
I love Allison Williams. She's great. She was in HBO Girls, and she got her butt eaten over the kitchen sink. It was an iconic scene.
That explains a lot for you.
Okay. And I was like, did you watch Get Out? And he's like, I've never heard of it. And I'm like, Get Out, like Jordan
Yeah.
Peele movies. And he's like, who's Jordan Peele? And I was like, really? You don't even know who Jordan Peele is? But yeah, he's apparently like not consumed media in like 7 years or something. And he got offended that I included Doja Cat in an option.
Was that in the same one? Was Allison Williams?
He didn't know who that was, so he didn't do one.
Oh.
The one that he knew everybody was, because I'm not interested in doing this, so I'm just like, let me do the laziest option, and we do Mary-Kate Olsen, Ashley Olsen, and Doja Cat. And then it was sort of my way to be like, look, we're good. We're done this conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe talk about something else. And he was so offended. He's like, I can't believe you did that to me. I refuse to answer. And I was like, okay, that's fine.
It's like, I can't believe you're making me pick between one of the Olsen twins.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. He's a little bit special of a guy. But hoping for a new job. And so we went around yesterday looking at a bunch of places.
Yeah.
And, eventful city that we're looking at.
Uh-huh.
And for lunch, we were like, let's go get an ice cream at a nice little local spot because we love ice cream. I'm like, we're going to go here all the time if it's good. And we go in, it's empty. The owner's there, lovely woman. And
was the ice cream good?
The ice cream was pretty good. What
was the name of the ice cream place?
That's a little bit specific.
Just want to pass it along to any fans.
Yeah. I don't know. We got like root beer floats, and but it was like slushy instead of soda, so it was pretty good. And we're chatting up the owner, and she's like, "Yeah, I just bought this place. Like, started it on my own." And we're chatting for like 20 minutes, talking about, she just moved to the town a couple of years ago, places to avoid because we're going to move there. She's like, don't go over here. Don't move to this area. Talking about like getting pets. She's talking about her dog. And we're like, cool. Striking up a friendly conversation. Good to have a friend in the ice cream industry, right? She gave us one of those loyalty cards with 10 stamps on it. I'm like, wow, we're in. You
did it.
Gold. If she does this every time, whoo boy, free ice cream. And then this dude comes in, so we're the only customers. And then this other guy comes in the store, and he's like, I'm here to serve your husband papers. And her husband is in the store, and he like runs into the back room because he's avoiding getting papers served to him. And she's like trying to kick him out. She's like, no, this is my store. He doesn't own this store. You have no right to be here. You're trespassing. Get out of my store.
Trespassing, now that is a crime.
That is a crime. And
a bad boy
like,
crime, one might say.
Yeah. So he's like, okay, I guess you're going to have to call the cops if I'm trespassing. And he's just like, I'm just going to wait here. And he's like yelling for the husband to come out. And it was very creepy. Not creepy. It was very weird and uncomfortable. And so she's calling the cops, and the guy's like, go ahead, call the cops. I'll show them that like legally I'm here to serve your husband, and like I have all the proof that I need to do that, and they'll be on my side, basically. And so I was like, I mean, he's probably in the right, I don't know a process server that's in the wrong. I mean, it sucks to see them, but like, they're doing a job that technically needs to be done. I don't know. So she's calling the cops.
Yeah.
And she's like physically blocking this guy. and like trying yelling at him to get out. And I'm just like,
Like the movie Get
like
Out.
the movie Us.
And then he said, nope.
Yep, absolutely.
We did it.
Nice, very beautiful setup punch. Yeah, so she's yelling, and then I'm just sitting there like just enjoying a root beer float, right?
As one does.
Yeah, me and my wife just looking at each other like, what do we do here?
How about these root beer floats? Huh?
Yeah, very, very weird. And then the husband like comes out of the back room for whatever reason. I don't know what he's doing, but he's far back, but he's like coming out of the back area. And the guy like just like rugby or football like jukes around the woman and runs up and he like throws the papers at him like, you've been served. It was very, very weird to see, very unprofessional. And then when he does that, the guy who's like 70, the woman's husband, kicks him. And then he immediately is like, I'm calling the police. That's assault. Now he's calling the police. They're both on the phone to the police. This has been like,
the police are like, we're coming.
We're on our way. This has been like a minute and a half. It's happening very quickly. And so when that happens, and the dude's like, I have 3 witnesses, you know, like her son was a cashier in the store. So it's like her son, me and my wife. He's like, I have 3 witnesses. He kicked me. That's assault. And then she's like, no, like you need to be a witness that like that didn't happen. And I'm like, me and my wife are like, we gotta go.
Yeah.
And like, she's on the phone with the police being like, are you going to come back? Are you going to like get more ice cream here later? And we're like, yeah, sure. We'll be back.
Sure. We'll be back to deal with the,
yeah. And she's like, I need you as a witness. And I'm like, nah, we're busy. Sorry. This is not my business.
Yeah.
And then like we get out of the place. We're going to our car in the parking lot and the police are like already there. And like, that's some good response time. I don't know how much else they're dealing with. It's a smaller town, but
it's probably the only thing going on.
They might be.
Unless somebody's getting murdered.
In the building?
Only murders in the building.
Uh-oh. Yeah, so that was weird. And then we go to some more apartment and house showings. And then it's been like 2 hours. We're like, okay, our lunch was just a root beer float. Let's go get some like dinner at a restaurant. We go to the restaurant closest to our favorite place that we saw that day. And we sit down. I got a veggie burger. I'm on a big veggie burger kick. I'm not vegan or vegetarian. I'm just like, you know.
They could be good. They could be good in their own way.
It was like a black bean and walnut burger. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, that would kill me, but yeah.
Yeah. You're a little baby.
I'm not a baby.
I mean, having allergies is kind of like a little...
It is kind of a baby condition.
It's like, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's only for lactose intolerance, but I feel like that's just like slapping people in the face who are from poor countries. You know what I mean? Like if you go to Yemen and you're like, I'm lactose intolerant, they're like, just shut up and this is all we have. Just shut up. I don't know. I'm just
yeah. They're like, yeah, all of us are lactose intolerant. We still drink the shit anyway. Like whatever.
Just fucking deal with it, bitch.
This is like most of the world is lactose intolerant, right?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
If you're lactose intolerant, just take a fucking Lactaid.
Yeah, sound off in the Discord. Join our Discord.
If you're lactose intolerant, not mad, get some Lactaid or don't drink so much goddamn dairy.
Yeah. I mean, get an ice cream if you want. It's pretty worth it. So we go to this restaurant. So we're like, this is going to be our local spot.
Yeah.
And it's got a nice live jazz band going on. Unexpected.
Wow.
It was, it was
La La Land over here.
Yeah. It was weird. It was like, I don't know, 4:30 p.m.
Oh, that's not the time for jazz.
No, it was weird, but it was lively jazz. And then we're sitting down at the booth, and like 3 tables away is the process server guy having dinner with his family. And he's just like, we didn't have a moment, but I think we both acknowledged our existence. And I was like,
Yeah.
I guess you're fine.
I guess you didn't go to prison.
Yeah. So I don't know. Him being in a jovial mood with his family at a restaurant bodes poorly for the ice cream woman and her husband, but who's to say?
Maybe the police helped them come to some sort of solution,
a compromise of sorts,
perhaps.
And that's what I hope, because I liked that woman. I got the free ice cream, and if her shop shuts down, like, what's the point of the loyalty card? You know?
You're thinking very selflessly.
Look, I put in all the work of going there once, paying for a root beer float. I don't know. She was a very nice woman.
Sure.
It was our closest friend in the city. I'll say that much. Yeah, that was our adventure. It was pretty cool. Met a lot of landlords.
Fun, great people. So I've heard.
Absolutely the best. One of the landlords during the showing was just like, why don't you guys just buy a house, turn it into a duplex, and rent it out? Why don't you just do that? And then you don't have to rent this place. You could just have your own rental.
Like, we can't.
Yeah. And he's like, no, just like put 5% of a down payment down, spend $80,000 on a reno, and then you're good. And you're like, okay, I guess we'll do that. I don't know. Like, you're trying to sell us the place.
Yeah.
He was like, we need you to move in by September 1st or earlier, which is just trying to, like, I don't know. I feel like he's going to be like, yeah, you got to pay a full month's rent, even though you moved in August 19th.
I've had to do that. It's ridiculous.
You got to prorate it. Just prorate it. Come on. Don't be a little bitch.
Come on.
It is bull-loney.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know I don't know what that was about.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't know. He's trying to, like, get that little bit of extra rent out of us, but also being like, I don't know why you're here. Just buy a place, turn it into a duplex, and rent it out. Just, like, I don't know, put fucking, I guess, like, $20,000 down and then spend $80,000 on a reno. Like, yeah, great. Absolutely.
Easy.
I'll do that right away, man. And then I'll just, like, my new job is now landlord, I guess. Fuck my career that you don't know what it is yet.
I mean, you could probably take one look at you and go, yeah, all right. This is an upgrade.
Look, I was wearing a nice little button up.
I
had a gold chain on. I had a
really?
watch. Yeah. I've shown you my gold chain.
Oh, yeah, true.
It's a very nice.
Oh, yeah, no, a bracelet. Yeah, no, I thought you, like, had, like, a chain, like, around your neck. I was like, that's certainly a look.
Yeah, no. Just a little bracelet.
Yeah.
To be like, we have money, you know? And
I am affluent.
We don't really have that much money, but
all right, Mr. Landlord. Mr. Multiple properties.
I don't have any properties. Yeah, so that was weird. So hopefully we don't have to move in there, but we might. It was a nice place.
I'm almost certainly gonna have to move, but it'll be fine.
Are you gonna stay in Boston, Austin?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay in Austin, but probably move even further north than I already am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if everything goes according to plan, and by plan I mean if I get very lucky.
Uh-huh. Luck features in a lot of my plans too.
I don't have a plan that doesn't heavily involve just lucking out really hard.
Yeah. And it always works out because we're white.
No, it doesn't really. It very often doesn't work out for me at all.
Really? You seem like a guy who's planned every part of his life and it's gone exactly to plan. You seem exactly where you wish you would be when you were a kid.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for the judgment I've received there. I mean, I feel like it's due.
Yeah, you've never fucking judged me on this show.
Oh yeah, no, that's why I was like, I'm taking it. Okay, yeah. I'm taking it. I'm like, yeah, that's fair. Things might not have actually gone
according to
anybody's plans.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
Yeah, you should move to New York. That's where dreams are made of.
No, I'm not an idiot. I don't know. Like up until once I graduated college, that's everything was kind of going to plan up until that, and then it kind of went off the rails in a mostly negative way.
Yeah,
but I'm fine. I'm doing great.
It's working out great.
It's working out great now.
You have a long-standing podcast that people respect.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. You respect it, I think. If we both respect it, that's people respecting it.
I'm sure at least more than, even if we don't respect it, I'm sure at least two people do, so that we can say people respect it.
Yeah. How many respecters are in chat right now? Sound off.
Sound off if you respect either the podcast or just like
at
us,
least one of us.
Only one of us, and you can name names
or don't.
I think you should if it's me, but I don't think anybody.
You shouldn't if it's.
I don't think anybody in the Discord who's active respects me. Yeah,
perhaps.
I think that is technically true.
Yeah, that's good. For the last 8 minutes, I just wanted to talk about something that's changed my life recently.
Okay.
It's been a big change, and you're not going to be impressed.
Okay.
But, just to illustrate how poorly I feel like my life has been going.
Yeah.
We just spent like an entire day touring a city and looking at places, and we hopefully are going to move into one that's a maze. But I'm real excited that I got Tums. It's really improved my life in a great way. I was like,
discovered Tums.
Like I've had Tums before. But it's been a very long time where I was like, they suck, right? Because they're
great.
There's a bit of a media influence that's kind of like,
which I've never understood that. I'm like, I would eat Tums.
I fell into
for nothing. Know. You bought into the propaganda,
Yeah, it's the same thing as when I was a kid and I bought into like broccoli sucks propaganda.
Broccoli's great.
Broccoli is great. I love broccoli.
It often is one of my favorite vegetables.
All it needs is like you just put a little salt on it and it's like an amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I grew up with only boiled broccoli, but also like
boiled broccoli is not bad. That's what I grew up with too, and it's like fine.
That's what I do now, but I don't know. Maybe there wasn't salt on it. But yeah, it's just like
you throw a little butter on it. Oof,
it's delish.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you throw a little butter on anything, and it's good. But broccoli is
a little garlic, a little butter. You
get one of those. You just get one of those fucking frozen bags of chopped up broccoli.
Yeah,
super easy. It's great.
I do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's like the media influence. It's just horrendous. The hit job they put out on broccoli. And also Tums. absolutely Tums, they really took a hit. They really, and they didn't even do anything about it. They're just like, yeah, I get it.
They're like, well, we're playing the long game. Everyone's going to realize the error of their ways.
And if Tums went out of business, it'd be like, you didn't even know what you had, and you disrespected it. So yeah, I got Tums, and just for full transparency, I got off-brand Tums. Changed my life. They're incredible.
You're like, finally, I'll be successful.
Finally, this was the missing ingredient.
Well, okay. So when you started your little like in the last 8 minutes, I want to talk about this. I was like, are you going to be like, I'm Polly now? I was like expecting a very
horror
dark
on your face.
Yeah, I was like, are you going to? I would assume you're not going to say I'm getting a divorce because you were just talking about all the stuff you did with your wife. I'd be like,
yeah,
things must have really happened in the last 24 hours. Or you just like pull out a gun and shoot yourself. And I was like, well, I can't end the recording.
Yeah, you don't have. You have your half. You could download.
But it wouldn't end. Could I just download it while it's going? No, I can't.
I don't know.
Yeah, just wait for whoever's to like, I'd leave a message in the chat and just be like, hey, whoever's stumbling upon this, can you just like download both the episodes and email them here and I'll take care of the rest of it. And I'll edit out that one part.
Hit stop.
I'll hit stop right, not before the gunshot and not after, but like mid.
Yeah.
So you hear something very loud and you're like, was that? And then there's no new episodes. Or it's just me.
Going on the Patreon. Am I right?
The rest of the gunshot goes on the Patreon. And me going, oh, well, this is inconvenient.
Your live reaction. How are we going to end this recording?
They're like, oh, shit. What am I going to do? I guess I just hang up.
Yeah. I guess I just hit the X. To hang out with
I just whistle and stick my hands in my pockets and walk away.
Whoops. No, but shout out off-brand Tums. Changed my life.
Shout out stand-up paddleboarding. I did that for the first time this weekend.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was fun.
I wanted to do that during vacation, but I was afraid I would tip over.
It's surprising. Like if you sit or kneel, you're not going to fucking rock the metaphorical and kind of literal boat. And once you stand, as long as you are not like being an idiot, like you're fine.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to just like go, oh, I'm feeling wobbly. I'm just gonna like slowly sit down and just chill.
Yeah.
It's fun. I was pretty decent at it, I was like worried I was going to make a damn fool of myself,
Yeah, I'm constantly worried about that you're going to make a damn fool of yourself.
As you should be. It's a very plausible outcome.
Yeah, I've listened to the podcast. I almost did paddleboarding, but I was like, we're on a dock and I have to step onto it.
You shouldn't. Well, you don't want to step onto it. You want to like
exactly
crawl onto it, and then
it's hard because like the dock was a bit high. So
yeah.
You need like a beach launch. Probably is ideal.
We had a floating dock, so
yeah, that could also work.
I think it was a floating dock.
Yeah. Where did you go paddleboarding in the ocean?
No. In just the river, whatever river that goes through Austin, Colorado, I think.
The Colorado River goes through Texas.
I didn't name it.
I hate the way things are named. I was going to say in America, but in general.
America's pretty bad about it, though.
Yeah.
Mostly because our rivers are just so long that, like, they go through so much shit. So it's like, well, yeah, it's this river, but, like, it goes through, like, 5 states. So, like,
I don't know. My thing with that is we have streets in cities that will change name at an intersection. Mm-hmm. It's just like you're on 3rd Street. Now you're on. Yeah. It's everywhere. but like when it's a river, you're like, oh, you can't do that. This is
Yeah, it
the
has to be the same
Colorado
name.
River.
It has to be the Colorado River forever.
Yeah. And you also have like Kansas City is in Missouri. What the fuck is that?
It's in both.
I know it's in both, but like just change the name at the border. Cities are abstract concepts, man. So are borders. Just make that part of Kansas. Why do you have to have Kansas City in Missouri? Don't
Kansas, you're on notice.
Yeah. I hate it. I hate I don't know. I don't know what else I hate. I hate the way American names things in Canada and the rest of the world.
The white Western rest of the world. I think indigenous peoples do a great job, actually.
Do they?
Yeah. And don't name any examples.
Okay.
One way or the other.
Did you know bear just means brown animal?
No.
They're afraid to say the name of the animal, so they just called it brown animal because they thought that saying the name would make it appear like Voldemort.
Who's they?
The indigenous people.
Oh.
So yeah,
they named bears.
They named bears, but they had a name before, which is where the Latin name like Ursus comes from. Is like
okay, yeah. So they told the white people bear, and they're like, oh, that's a bear, but they're like, no, that's not. That's just a brown animal. But they're like, oh, well, we're stupid. So
yeah, so brown bear means brown animal. And did you know that the Arctic means place with no bears?
Yeah.
Did you know that? You didn't.
Oh no, isn't it Antarctic the one with no bears?
I don't know.
I think Arctic is the one with bears.
Yeah, you're right. Probably.
Well, because the polar bears are up on the North Pole.
No, it's not based on polar bears. It's based on the Ursa Major constellation, the bears in the sky, as it were.
I don't believe in stars, so.
She don't believe in shooting stars, but she believe in shoes and cars. Is that you?
Yeah. I believe in shoes and cars because those are real things.
What do you think the stars are?
Doesn't matter. Have you seen a star in person? Seen a star up close? I don't think so.
I've seen a telescope.
You've seen a telescope? Have you seen through a telescope?
No, not recently.
Yeah. Not really.
Not
See,
since
I
stars
don't think you could really.
There were no stars when I was a kid. That's what I remember. It's like they just kind of
seeing the stars.
No, I don't think they existed until I was like 17.
They didn't exist until after 9/11. Think about that.
It is weird that no one questions why stars didn't exist until 9/11.
I think next week that's what we're going to really dive into is how when 9/11 happened, they invented stars.
Yeah. I think it may have been a Doctor Who thing. Like every star is 9/11 happening in a different universe, and he merged them or something.
I think that might just be what happened.
It might be. You know, in the Nick episode, he asked, you said you were a science guy, and he asked, how does the sun stay up there? And that might be it. We may have finally answered the question.
How does the sun stay up there?
Which, bad question, because famously, the sun goes down every night. Anyway, that's our episode. Subscribe to the Patreon, join the Discord, rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Download
Tell your
the
mom
YouTube album that everybody got, but like on Spotify now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shout out that. Shout out off-brand Tums or non-off-brand. You can get the brand name Tums. You can
hashtag not an ad, but you know.
Yeah, you can spring for it. Tums,
Wait,
if you're
wait,
listening.
what? Okay, hold on. So sorry, I don't want to interrupt, but
Mhm.
apparently there's a Peacock original show that's just called They Them, like they
Mhm.
/ them, like the pronouns, and it looks like
Yeah.
it's a horror thing. Horror,
Pretty
like
horrible.
scary, not horror, like Horror Island, right? Just
Mhm.
I saw that on my TV slip by, and I was like, what the fuck are they doing these days?
Yeah. They're off the charts with this pronoun stuff. I don't respect any pronouns. I think they're bad.
I don't
anyway,
have any pronouns.
fuck your pronouns. What are your adjectives? Mine are overthinking and eating. All right. Good night, everybody.